Hello friends, welcome to the Introductory GIS course for absolute beginners. You will learn here what is GIS, what are different data sets such as rasters and vectors. You will also learn understanding and working with GIS datasets, mapping with essential tools. You will be able to make your own maps, geoprocessing with GIS tools and other GIS platforms that are used nowadays. So, bear with me. Okay, so what is GIS? GIS is a system that can help you relate different geographic features on the map, and also it can help you find out the relationship between them. So, a formal definition can be GIS is a system that creates, manages, and analyzes the maps and all type of data. GIS connects data to a map, integrating location data where things, so it helps you where the things are and how are they related to each other. For example, how a tree is related to the ground and how a ground is related to water, tree, cattle, and vice versa. So this course provides a foundation for mapping analysis that is used in almost every science and can be used by almost every type of industry. Here are some definitions of GIS that are taught in the books. So, one of them is the common ground between information processing and the many fields using special analysis techniques. It can also be said the GIS can also be defined as a powerful set of tools for collecting, storing, retrieving, transforming, and displaying spatial data from the real world. So another definition can be a computerized database management system for the capture, storage, and retrieval, analysis, and display of special locally defined data. So it is a decision support system involving the integration of specially referenced data in a problem solving environment. So all of these refers to the previous slide that we have discussed about the spatial data that manages and analyzes and create maps. So all of these are valid, and the GIS can be defined by these. Understanding spatial relationships and change monitoring. So GIS can help you understand the patterns as discussed in the previous slide. It can also help you understand the patterns, the relationship between multiple factors on the ground. Also, the benefits of GIS are to improve the communication, the efficiency of workflows, the better management in decision making. So the visuals or the work done a GIS person can do, a GIS analyst can perform is mapping. A GIS person will visualize, can a GIS person, a GIS analyst can analyze and extract information from spatial data. Also, this tool can help in planning and decision making. So, what are the uses of GIS in daily life that almost every person nowadays is using? So, GIS is used by GIS technology is used by Google Maps. Every person nowadays use it for navigation, the distance calculation of of some remote areas, distance or area calculation. Google also give us live traffic insights and understanding routes. Also, there is an app that helps us monitor the cyclone monitoring. So the common one is Ventus Ski, and we also have another so there are so many platforms that help us. So flight radar is another use of GIS, a common use of GIS that the aviation enthusiasts use to track the airplanes in the air. So this is a screenshot of Google Map. So it is used for daily commuting, traffic insights, and it can help you find the distance between one point to another. This is another use of GIS that help you to monitor the weather, the temperature, the surface temperature, the water temperature, and there are many other things that you can monitor with this app. They also have an Android and iOS app, so you can download it. Another very common use of GIS used by John Hopkins University. They are using to track coronavirus in the whole world. So this is also the use of a very common use of GIS nowadays. So uses of GIS are countless, and all of these disciplines use GIS for their own analysis, such as engineering, education, real estate, marketing, even environmental sciences, urban planning, and much more. So there are two types of data sets in GIS. One is raster and another one is vector. So first we will discuss vector and then we'll discuss raster. So vectors are divided into three categories, you can say. You can represent vector as points. Points can be on the map, like that, a tree, a pole, or something that is standing on the map, and it can be represented by a single point. Another type of data sets in vector, you can also represent a line that is composed of many points, such as roads and a path followed by anything. So these can be defined as lines. This is also vector, and vector can also be represented by polygons. They are a set of points, but a polygon is a closed shape, so these points are connected to each other, and it will represent it as a polygon. So polygon will be area. So if you want to represent an area of a lake, or a country, a place, a building, so polygon data in vector can be used. In rasters, however, on the other side, rasters are grids of rows and columns, and each row, each pixel has a number behind it. So these numbers can be 1, 2, 3, 4. We will see in the next slide. So these are such as the example of raster is very common. Like if you take a picture on your camera, so what you see, if you zoom in, you get a lot of pixels, like square boxes. These are actually called pixels, and these pixels are a computer understand these pixels as numbers. So these numbers are 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and something like that. So and if you want to visually, a human mind cannot visualize the numbers. So computer helps, and that we give it a number, and that number is represent that number we um, uh, so we analyzed the an image that is rows and grids, and behind it a computer understand it as numbers. So in the previous slide we discussed about the vector data. So these are the points, these are the lines that you can see mostly on the maps. So these are all of these are examples of vector data, and these are polygons. So if you want to represent the area of any place, a country, a city, or any area, so this type of data can be used. If you want to show a path, then this data set can be used in vectors, and if you want to show a point or many points on the map, so this data can be used. As discussed earlier, rasters are a set of rows and columns. It is basically a grid, and every cell has a number behind it. So the data can be visualized by assigning a number to it, and that number decides that what color to show on the screen. So here you can see that we have a satellite imagery that has rows and columns, and every pixel have a number. So the number ranges normally ranges between 20 to 255. So common software that we use for GIS analysis are the very common is if it is open sourced is QGIS, and RGIS Pro is very common to use, but it is licensed, so you'll have to buy a license from SD's website. And RGIS Pro is latest. RGIS Desktop is used for almost 20 years, 20 plus years. Global Mapper is also a software that is commonly used, but it is also licensed. Google Earth Pro has some features for a GIS analysts, like if you want to make a road, and if you that will help you, that Google Earth will help you to find the satellite imagery, and you can do some basic processes of GIS in Google Earth Pro also, and it is also open source. RGIS Online, it is also open source, but some of the apps are open source, but not all of them are open to like open to everyone. So you have to buy them.